Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
Doesn't talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Aloha, Real Nerd listeners. I am Ryan, the hostess with the mostest from the best movie podcast on the internet, The Real Nerds. Every week, we see a new movie, and we podcast our experience to the world. This week, it is a 2-for-1. We saw Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up, and Black Bag. Stay tuned. We'll recommend each film, play the trailer, and then spoil them. We'll talk about the big movie news of the week. And then we'll also talk about stuff we watch throughout the week, because that's what we do, because we love movies. Well, I love movies. Brad thinks movies are just meh.
Oh, wow. Where did you get that? When did I say that?
I mean, I just look at your Letterboxd account, and every one of them is like a 3.
If you watch them, you would agree with me.
Not always. That's why it's fun to debate film.
All right. Which one on my list were you like, definitely should have been more?
Brad, if I had spent I don't know what I'm even talking about. Yeah.
That's right. Go back in your hole.
You should be excited, Brad. I know you're no longer on X, but in Corinne's Movie Madness, for you, Back to the Future, The Last Crusade, and Batman '89 all advanced.
Oh, because I'm not on there. So I can't. Yeah, that's the cruel irony. As I can't enjoy it. And of course they're winning.
I know. I literally had no movie advance.
Oh, so you're already out?
Yeah, because I think Corinne did it on purpose. She put my Monster Squad against Return of the Jedi. I'm like, that's not even a fair matchup.
I guess, man. I figured people hate Return of the Jedi so much compared to Monster Squad.
Yeah, hates, it actually got the most votes of all of them, but of the matchups. But it's easy because she has, the Bad Batch brigade that follows her. So she also was able to push My Fair Lady past, which one of mine? I think it was whatever. Night of the Living Dead. She's able to get it past that. And I think My Fair Lady just beat Batman for You. Just so you know.
So not only is it her contest, but she also has like a bunch of Star Wars fans in her corner. Okay.
Yeah. Horseshit, right?
Okay. Yeah. Like I'm not here to defend myself, so I can't even chime in. And then, yeah, obviously her friends are not going to like your horror movies.
Yeah. So bullshit.
So it's rigged. Very rigged.
It is totally rigged. It's like the referees were paid off. And I was nice, Brad, too. Zach and I favorite classic movies tied in voting. And I pushed his through because it had a higher IMDb rating. Because that's the kind of person I am.
What did he have in there?
He had To Be or Not to Be, and I had The Awful Truth. His Zodiac, Halloween, and Jackie Brown all lost. Again, she put Jackie Brown against 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea isn't even that great of a movie. Yeah, I said it, Corinne. You want to fight? And, she's able to rally all her I don't know what moots are. I guess if I ever watched The Bad Batch, I know what that means. Because she keeps on calling out the moots, and they definitely show up to help her.
Huh.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's fun. But I guess I'm glad my populist picks are. I mean, they're definitely gonna get shot down by all her stuff. So, whatevs.
Or maybe it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Lost. Oh, yeah, every one of your movies made it through to the second round.
I mean, compared to Zach's, like that makes sense. What else did you have?
I had Army of Darkness, which lost.
Yeah.
Which is shocking to me. And Monster Squad, The Awful Truth, and Night of the Living Dead. Because also she wouldn't let me put my actual 4 favorite films because I already used them in other brackets. So it's really not the movies that made me, you know?
Yeah, so obviously it still would have been Army of Darkness, but what else would you have actually used?
So I wanted to use Spider-Man No Way Home because that's my favorite Spider-Man film. But then she said, well, you can use like Spider-Man, the Raimi one, but you also can't use Into the Spider-Verse because it's been used before too. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I was going to send her just a bunch of, like porn or something, but I decided not to.
What was that? A Thriller, A Cruel Picture, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, God, like a spider would definitely would have crushed this contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely seems rigged.
Whole thing's rigged.
Well, good for her. I hope she feels great.
Yeah. Corinne. Hey, Brad, this week we saw 2 movies. I'm going to start with Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. Do you recommend those zany cartoon guys?
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know if I ever need to see Daffy Duck twerk ever again.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it's like early on. They're trying to raise money for the house. And one of the jobs is like TikToking, and I never need to see him twerk again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun to see them like back on the silver screen, but I don't know if like this plot was that interesting for me. And there's like early on, there's some animation choices. I was like, did they just have like, they had enough budget to greenlight this, but they like cut back on the animation, but like maybe it's on purpose. I can't tell.
It is. So you're talking about Farmer Jim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely on purpose.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, stuff like that. I was like confused.
Brad revealing his true colors that he's not watched very many golden age Looney Tunes.
Such a snob. None of us have so much time like you do.
Yeah. Or my parents were divorced and they put me in front of a TV and I had to watch them on VHS.
Well, maybe you should move to the mountains and not be able to go to friends' houses every day. Yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, they had a lot of clever winks to Golden Age Looney Tunes. I thought it was just a really fun movie. And my barometer for always how funny a movie is if my wife laughs at it, because my wife, if it isn't some depressed, like suicidal teen who hates everything and it's the most depressing movie you've ever seen, she's usually not a fan of it. But this one, she laughed a couple times in the theater, and I said, oh, this movie must be, resonating with her, and she liked it. So yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I think you should see it. Here's the trailer for Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up.
UFO! Time for the next phase of my plan. Nothing can stop me now. I hope that shatterproof glass can withstand the abuse. Mother!
Looks like it's up to us to save the Earth.
Oh, it was nice knowing you guys. Now who gets what? Situation is under control. There's no way we could screw this up.
Boy, that almost blew up in our...
So, we kind of get an origin story for Porky and Daffy Duck. Throughout the golden age of Looney Tunes, they were always usually teaming up with one another. And what's great about Porky and why he's one of my favorite cartoon characters is he can play anything in cartoons. He can be the everyday man, or he can be, he can go to the Mars and be a spaceman. In this, he's just a adopted brother, and he and Daffy are raised by Farmer Jim. And one day, Farmer Jim just goes away. I'm guessing it's supposed to signal that he's dying.
Yeah, that's what I gathered. Is he a character from the original Looney Tunes?
No, but the way he's animated, the adults and stuff, sometimes in Looney Tunes are like that.
Just like a freeze frame. But there was that one part where it's like South Park, where he's like stepping up to the lake or whatever, and it's just like it feels like a paper cutout.
Yeah.
But then they actually fully cute. Animate him later.
It's cute. They show him growing up, and you learn how Porky gets his stutter, which is fun. And as they get older, they kind of let their house fall by the wayside, and it has to pass some sort of homeowners association inspection every year. And of course, the night before it happens, a meteor crashes through their roof, and with it brings kind of like a zombie little thing with it, that turns all the town folk into mindless
zombies.
Thanks. And it's up to Daffy and Porky to save the day, and it's lots and lots of fun. There's some funny jokes. It's more of it's hard to explain the jokes because, like Looney Tunes, it's not a lot of zingers. It's more of a visual film.
Very zany.
Yeah, obviously Looney Tunes. So it, you rely a lot on the sight gags.
There's an undercurrent.
Go ahead.
There's an undercurrent of a strain on their relationship where Daffy kind of like ruins everything that Porky tries to do, and then eventually Petunia comes along.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh, I'd rather like be with her," and like she does everything like really well, and but it's really cool how later on Daffy's like breaking everything zaniness actually helps everyone save the day.
Yeah, it's there's some sweetness to the movie, handled really well. I think it's animated really well. It's a fun movie, and it's also a sad reminder of how Warner Brothers is treating the Looney Tunes IP. The day this film came out, they removed all of them from HBO Max, all the cartoons. So
what a waste.
I know. But that's why it's more important than ever to support, Warner Archive, because they have put out a lot of Looney Tunes on Blu-ray, and that way they can never take them away from you. I'm a big proponent of that's one of my favorite things about physical media is they can't take it away from you. And this movie proves that those characters are not only relevant now, but they'll be relevant forever. So it's kind of great to see them. And I appreciated, they never brought in Bugs Bunny or anything. They let, Daffy and Porky really have the spotlight.
It's like Marvel greenlighting Iron Man and Thor, the B list.
Exactly.
And probably one of the best things is out of this is Coyote versus Acme might actually see the light of day if they sell it to Ketchup Entertainment.
Yeah, who released this film. And, what does Warner Brothers have to lose? If they buy it back for what they're going to save on the tax write-off, I think they should allow it, because I know there's a lot of artists like Will Forte who won't work with Warner Brothers because of how they did him dirty on this film. And it's not only the actors that are in front of the cameras. Think of all the people behind the scenes,
Oh, yeah. You work like 3 years of your life drawing this shit, and then...
They go,
Like-
yeah, we'd rather just have the $40 million we'll get from the government, which there's something wrong with that too, you know?
Yeah.
People shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of never taking it away, actually, reports recently that Warner Brothers DVDs from like 20 years ago are rotting.
Really?
You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah. So I can't go through my DVDs, but yeah, I thought they were made to last like at least 100 years. But yeah, apparently people finding out that their discs are just disintegrating, I guess, inside, and then Warner Brothers has offered to replace them, but I don't know how long that's going to last.
How does that happen? How do they disintegrate?
I mean, the inside is just like chemicals and like a thin layer of plastic or metal.
So it just erodes over time?
Yeah, I think it probably just rusts, you know, like whatever version of rusting that is. If the disc isn't sealed properly, maybe.
I wonder if we're okay where we have better luck because we're in a drier climate.
Yeah, maybe. And also, like, we take care of them. We don't just like leave shit like sitting out. Like, you know how like people just leave the disc on top of the case or something.
Oh my gosh, my wife does that. It drives me insane.
So
After I bugged her about it, she stopped doing it. But yeah. You know, I told her too, I said, you can put it in the wrong case. Just please don't leave it upside down, you know, sitting out.
yeah, and we don't smoke, so like, you know, moisture
True.
and smoke doesn't like get in the room that much. But yeah, like Blu-rays are like thicker, slightly thicker and stuff. So I think they're like manufactured better. So I think they're definitely way more scratch resistant.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I do remember like looking at the edges of some of my DVDs back in the day, and they did have like this little like burnt fraying around the like, so maybe that's like a sign that they're not
Yeah.
pressed
After this
well.
podcast, I'm going to have to go and look at some of my DVDs.
You're just ripping them off the shelves like click click good, click click good.
Replace.
You have so many to go through.
I know.
Did you solve your wall problem?
No, I actually, it sounds like an excuse, but I honestly really haven't had too much time between being gone, and then I usually work straight until I leave, and then I leave for vacation, and then as soon as I get back, it's like right back to work, and then I feel like I'm playing catch up the whole time, and but I hope to have that solved sometime in the next week or so.
So they're all just stacked on the floor again.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's really starting to irritate me.
Let me know if you need help.
Yeah, well, I might have you come over and design it for me and pay you to do it.
Sweet.
And by pay, my internal gratitude. I mean, I'll buy pizza or something.
In gratitude, my wiener.
Okay. Can I pretend it's pizza? So see Looney Tunes. We saw a second movie this week, Black Bag. Brad, you recommend the spy thriller Black Bag?
Yeah, it was all right. It was pretty cool to see like just like a cerebral spy thriller. You know, it's not James Bond where it's like tons of crazy like gun action sequences. It's just like here's a smart guy with this plan to like discover these people. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I thought, well, one, I mean, it's shot really well, and you have Michael Fassbender, Cate Blanchett, the other people in it that are all really good. I mean, like Pierce Brosnan's really good in it. But it's really cool, you know, because you're right. Yeah, you should see this movie. I'll talk about it in a second because there's a lot of spoilers for it. But yeah, you should see this movie. It's really good, and it's really well made, and it's really well acted. Here's a trailer for Black Bag.
Where are you off to?
Black Bag.
Right. You asked how it works. To be with someone in this business, this is how. You each know what you know, and you know what you'll do, and you never discuss certain things again. I watch her, I assume she watches me. I would do anything for you.
Would you?
Yes.
If a situation presents itself, would you choose your marriage over everything else?
My devotion to my marriage is my professional weakness. Love you.
breach. What did you do? One of our people stole something.
Something extremely valuable.
You cannot imagine the damage. Find the leak.
How long do you think you'll need?
Give me 2 weeks.
Thousands of innocent people will die.
Okay, 1 week. Who's the suspect?
Your wife.
I can feel when you're watching me.
Sorry.
I like it.
When you can lie about everything, when you can deny everything, how do you tell the truth about anything?
I need a satellite redirect, but this has to be unofficial.
You are one naughty husband, George.
You see, this isn't normal. The way you're doing this, just so you know.
What's on the menu?
Fun and games.
Is it true? No one can lie to you?
I don't like liars.
If it is Catherine, do you really think you can do it?
I don't know.
Maybe this is all your greatest game, George.
It's a very dangerous line of work.
I'll say.
Would you kill for me, George? Would you?
Black Bag stars Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett as a happily married couple who also happen to be spies. And the film opens with a really cool, single take shot with following Michael Fassbender through the streets, through a club, downstairs, back outside into a dialogue heavy scene. I don't know, just, it seems simple, but when I'm watching, I think technically it's really hard to pull off.
Yeah, there's a bunch of mirrors in that shot, so I'm just like, as I was watching, I was like, how did they do that?
Yeah. And I mean, is Soderbergh still shooting with an iPhone? I don't know.
I didn't know he was. I know that's friggin' Sean Baker's thing.
Yeah. So it's about a husband and a wife, and they, they work together at the same. Did they even say what the name of the spy
Yeah, it's just an intelligence agency, I guess.
Yeah.
British intelligence agency, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So Cate Blanchett, her name's Catherine, and Mike Fassbender, his name's George, and they start this interesting premise where, would you still do your job if you knew your wife or your husband was the mole, basically, in the office? And they both say, yeah, of course, it's the job. And the film does a great job of kind of setting up that it could be either of them, by sprinkling little, I don't know the right word, teases that it could be Catherine, or maybe it's George playing both sides. And you learn that Catherine has been out of the game for a little bit. And even when they invite people over for dinner at the beginning, it's really full of intrigue because George has his ideas of who the mole could possibly be in this. And what they're trying to find is a total MacGuffin, but it's some sort of
program,
that can make a nuclear plant have a meltdown and start a war, pretty much with the Russians. But yeah, the movie's really cool because you're right, there's no real big action scenes. It's all about being in the moment with the actors, and you have to have great actors, and everybody in this movie is awesome.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender's character, he's actually the descendant of his father was a well-regarded agent at that agency. And so that brings suspicion on what his how loyal he is to that agency, because he had to investigate his own father and got him busted. So everyone's like, oh, is he also like his dad?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that the movie basically revolves around 6 characters, and then the way it unravels, how you find out, like, going in that first dinner scene, you're like, oh, definitely one of these people is the mole, and just like you're kind of like sitting there like in the mindset of George, of like trying to like look for the lie yourself without the movie telling you, like but they all do a good job of like really playing like dumb really well, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then just like it's really cool how it converges later of like, him and his wife realize that they're being played against each other by one of the other 4.
Yeah.
And then you like from there, like how they go like nuclear on all 4 of them to snuff out the one guy.
I love the we're gonna play another game. It's the gun on the table. Like, oh
yeah, and I like how too, like the movie isn't like the reveal isn't that, oh, like normally it would probably be like, oh, she is like the villain, but I love how that like their relationship is like they're so hot for each other that they like love doing this, and that she isn't the villain or something. So.
But she plays it so well too, where she's kind of mysterious, and but I love, because the movie's cool because it kind of leads you astray as well. At the beginning where George looks in the trash can and he finds the movie ticket.
Yeah.
And
I was like, there's no way it's her, because like she wouldn't be that careless.
Yeah, and that's stupid. And then how their plan comes together at the end is really, really cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't get is so they killed the one guy who was behind it, but they're letting the boss off the hook, just want him to retire so George can get his job. Is that their end game?
I think they were like, okay, like he's so close to retirement that it would probably just be like, and he's so high up in a position, it would be like a blight on Britain or something, that if he got incriminated, so like the other guy is enough for the fall, but he definitely has to resign. Like he can't work there.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because she kind of has that, I guess she does have that monologue with him in the elevator saying, hey, you might want to consider retiring. We're just putting it out there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah, it really was like the other guy's plan to sell it,
Yeah.
And that guy's like, well, if he sells it, I can, we can do this and so.
Just
anyway.
just a really good movie all the way around. So you definitely go out and see it.
Cool.
This is a big news story of the week.
It's real news.
I'm going to peer into the future, Brad. Did you know that the Legend of Zelda movie is going to open March 26, 2027?
I didn't.
Yeah, thank you, Nintendo, today for letting me know that.
Someone asked, like, who would you cast in these roles?
Mm-hmm.
And jokingly, I was like, oh, they'll probably cast Anna Taylor-Joy again as like Zelda, and I was like, actually, she probably would be a good Zelda.
Yeah.
Live action Zelda, yeah.
I mean, what ages are they going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd probably.
Is it going to be young Link? Because then if it's young, I'm guessing they're going to go for an unknown. Yeah, I don't know what story they would adapt. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think, maybe, because some of them, I mean, like the Twilight Princess is fun, but I think you have to know some Zelda lore for it. I mean, the most obvious one is Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, then you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And adult Link. And that's probably... Yeah, it's like... The stories aren't that different from each other. It's usually just a visual style or a gameplay issue.
Yeah.
So the story is usually just like, yeah, Zelda requests your help and you have to fight Ganon. So it's not like... Whoever writes the script, there's not like a ton of detail to parse through. I mean, there's a compendium of like game-wise things, but the basic story is like Link lives in the woods and he has to go fight Ganon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you keep the story simple, is Ganon's going to be, you know, the warlord who tries to take over Hyrule and, you know, imprison Zelda some way, and Link has to come out of the forest and save her.
Yeah. Like, if they're going to adapt anything, I hope it is Ocarina of Time, because that transition from, like, you play the game as a kid and then you, like, lose, like, 15 years of your life and zoom ahead. Like, playing that game when I was a teenager just felt like such a loss of, like, damn, like, I just missed out on a bunch of my life. And then, I really felt it. So, but, like, I really hope they adapt it in the style of, like, something online reminded me of, like, the 80s fantasy movies were very gritty and dark and like disturbing. And I can't imagine they'll do that now. Like, there's got to be some kind of, like, probably fun, I don't know, Shrek or Trolls aspect to it, probably.
Well, you do the, who are the tree people? The Dekus?
Deku tree.
Yeah, the Deco tree. I mean, you can have those goofballs in it, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Dark Crystal and stuff, or like Neverending Story just had like this dark undercurrent to everything, or Secret of Nim.
Yeah, that'd be sweet if they pulled that off.
Yeah, but no, I think, like, especially since the Mario Brothers movie, like, did so well, like, that some executives can be like, oh, this is too dark. We gotta have some fun here. Like, yeah, make those Koroks sing a Katy Perry song or something. I don't know. Do like the Lady Gaga flute version of Born This Way or something. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll be fun, and I'll still be there. Hey. This is the stuff we watched this week.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Let's see. We're on Looney Tunes week. Oh, yeah. I saw Opus. Have you heard of Opus?
That didn't do too well.
Yeah, it's weird. Ayo Edebiri, I think that's how you pronounce it, is a online reporter, and she gets invited to this compound where this pop star from the 80s, after like 30 years of not releasing anything, is releasing a new album, and she and a bunch of other like media people are invited, podcasters, photographers, all that, to sample it and live on the compound for a week and get treated to, the artist is John Malkovich, who plays the character. Should specify because he had a movie about himself as a character. And so, yeah, as when she gets there, she realizes that things are kind of weird and not on the up and up. And even though she starts out really excited, but just on the bus ride alone, where nothing really happens, she kind of flips and, really quickly is questioning everything going on. And then by the end of the movie, you find out that, like, they pretty much tell you to your face through the characters that this is a meditation on how people brainwash other people into cults and what the real world order really is. So by then you're just kind of like, oh, that's what this is about? Okay. I sat through all that to get that lecture? All right. So, yeah. But it's creepy and disturbing on the way there, and yeah, not too bad. And Malkovich obviously is unhinged and awesome. So
he's a good guy to have for a role like that.
Yeah. And the music actually is kind of good in it, for like what his character is. Yeah. So, yeah. That's really it for me. There was a rescreening of Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer along with one of my films at this event, which was really cool, seeing that film after a while.
Friends of the podcast, and if you like our theme song, hey.
Yeah. What'd you watch?
Just a couple things. I was digging through my stuff I haven't watched. One is a movie called Munchies, which is...
I heard about this on How This Get Made.
Yeah, it's not great. I did give it 2 stars, only because I can see, that they tried.
Yeah, whenever people do puppeteering, it's always like, I gotta give them at least a star for realistic puppets. Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're in the same boat as me. I gave 1 for the movie and 1 star for the puppets, so they get 2. But, I mean, there's some funny parts in it. The Munchies are definitely low-rent gremlins. They have funny things where they go, "Hey, get out of my way, sister." So, yeah, it is whatever. There's, like, 1 funny death in it. It's just not as funny as it needs to be. I mean, it's a Roger Corman production. What do I expect? I also watched a Hammer film called To the Devil, a Daughter, which is it's a really interesting thing. It's about this nun who goes and hangs out with an author who is into like the occult, and they find out that she's being worshipped by that this church is actually not a church of God, it's a church of the devil. And it's the bad guy in it is Christopher Lee, and he's really great in it. And yeah, it's just it's an unsettling film that kind of, I've never even heard of it before, and I literally just got it because it was on one of their sales. And yeah, it's really well acted. But I know some of the main actor in it thought it was a piece of shit, so he never talked about it. And the making of it on the Blu-ray was fun because he called Hammer Productions a Mickey Mouse production company. So, yeah, that's fun stuff to hear.
He's not invited back. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to see, a devil possession film, it's an interesting one. And the last thing I watched was Little Nicky. Is a 2000 movie with Adam Sandler. It wasn't as bad as I remembered it. It's not great. There's some funny parts in it. Since it's from 2000, the CGI aged really poorly. But, it's fun. What can I say? If I was remaking it now, I'd get rid of Quentin Tarantino in it. Because he's just not funny.
Preacher. Yeah.
But Rodney Dangerfield is great as Lucifer. And, Kevin Nealon with boobs on his head's funny. Yeah, there's some fun things in it. But definitely not Adam Sandler's high point. But still fun. And that's what I watched this week. Next week, Brad, we are seeing Snow White. I wonder if all the internet hate is justified for that film, or people are just don't know what they're talking about.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm guessing they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Seems predictable.
Yeah, so until next time, we'll see you at the movies.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. Well, a real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!